in the voice of Priyanka Chopra. Hello, beautiful souls. Today I want to talk about something truly powerful, something that every woman deserves to embody. It's the idea that she doesn't chase, she attracts, naturally. In a world that often tells us to hustle harder, to push more, and to constantly seek approval or validation, this is a different kind of strength. It's the strength of knowing your worth, trusting your journey, and allowing the right people, opportunities, and blessings to flow to you without force or desperation. Attraction in this sense isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about becoming so confident, authentic, and centered that your very presence draws positivity and abundance. It's about living with grace, setting boundaries, and believing in the timing of life. Today I want to share with you 8 powerful truths that capture this essence of natural attraction. The qualities that make a woman magnetic without ever having to chase. These truths will inspire you to invest in yourself, radiate positivity, respect your limits, and trust that everything you desire is already on its way to you. So let's dive deep into what it means to attract naturally and how you can embody this beautiful energy in your own life. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned in life is this: your self-worth must come from within, not from the approval of others. In a world that constantly bombards us with messages about who we should be, what we should look like, and how we should act, it's easy to get caught up in seeking validation outside of ourselves. But the truth is, when you place your value in someone else's hands, you give away your power. Think about it. How many times have you found yourself changing your behavior, your opinions, or even your dreams just because you wanted someone else to like you or accept you? Maybe you stayed quiet when you had something important to say, or you hid your true feelings because you feared judgment. I've been there, and I know how exhausting it feels. But here's the thing. True self-worth is not about others approving of you. It's about you standing firmly in who you are, with all your strengths and flaws, and loving yourself regardless of what anyone else thinks. When you truly understand your value, you stop chasing after people's approval, because you realize you don't need it to be whole or happy. This is what makes a woman magnetic. When she knows her worth, she walks into a room with a quiet confidence. She doesn't need to prove herself or seek attention because she already feels complete inside. And that completeness is what attracts others naturally, not because she's trying to impress them, but because she's authentically herself. This kind of self-worth isn't something that just happens overnight. It's a journey. It starts with self-awareness, recognizing your unique qualities, talents, and passions. It means taking time to reflect on what makes you happy and what you want out of life, without worrying about how others might perceive it. It also means setting boundaries and saying no when something doesn't serve your well-being. When you respect yourself enough to protect your time and energy, you send a clear message. I matter. My feelings matter. My happiness matters. And the more you practice this, the stronger your sense of self-worth becomes. I want to be honest with you. This path isn't always easy. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when the need for external approval sneaks back in. That's human. But in those moments, remind yourself that your value isn't based on likes, compliments, or acceptance. It's based on the fact that you exist, that you have unique gifts, and that you deserve love just as you are. One of the most beautiful things about owning your self-worth is that it frees you, free from the anxiety of constantly trying to please others, free from the fear of rejection, free to pursue your dreams boldly and to live life on your own terms. In my own journey, from being a girl in a small town to stepping onto international stages, I learned that chasing approval is a trap that keeps you stuck. When I stopped looking for validation from outside and started believing in myself, doors opened that I never imagined possible. I embraced opportunities not because others said I was ready, but because I knew I was. So to every woman listening, you don't have to prove your value to anyone. You are already enough. Your worth is not dependent on anyone else's opinion. When you embrace this truth, you stop chasing and start attracting not just people, but joy, success, and peace. Remember, the most magnetic people I know aren't the ones who try the hardest. They're the ones who simply know their worth and live it unapologetically. Hold on to that truth, nourish it, because when you do, you don't just change how others see you, you change how you see yourself. And that is truly transformative. Confidence is one of the most beautiful qualities a person can possess, and it's magnetic. When you walk into a room with genuine confidence, people notice. They're drawn to your energy, your presence, and your authenticity. But confidence isn't about being loud or dominating the conversation. It's not about pretending to be perfect or knowing everything. True confidence is quiet, steady, and deeply rooted in self-belief. I've learned through my own experiences, whether on international film sets, stages, or in everyday life, that confidence doesn't come from external achievements or validation. It comes from knowing yourself, embracing your strengths and weaknesses, and trusting that you have something valuable to offer the world. There's a difference between arrogance. Arrogance is about putting others down or acting superior. Confidence, on the other hand, is about uplifting yourself and others. It's about walking your path with grace and resilience, even when things are uncertain or difficult. One reason confidence is so magnetic is because it makes people feel safe and inspired around you. When you believe in yourself, others feel encouraged to believe in themselves too. You become a source of positive energy and strength. This is why leaders, artists, and change makers attract followers, not because they demand attention, but because their confidence invites connection. Confidence also changes how you communicate. When you speak with conviction, people listen. When you hold yourself with dignity, others respect you. Your body language, tone, and eye contact all reflect your inner state of confidence. And the more you practice being confident, the more natural it feels. But I want to be clear, confidence is not about being fearless. It's about feeling the fear and moving forward anyway. It's about showing up, even when you doubt yourself. Every confident person you admire has faced moments of uncertainty, but they chose to keep going. They chose to trust their journey. Building genuine confidence takes time and patience. It starts with small steps, speaking up in a meeting, trying something new, or setting a boundary. Each time you step outside your comfort zone, you grow stronger. Celebrate those wins, no matter how small, because they build the foundation of your confidence. Another key to magnetic confidence is self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when things don't go perfectly. Remember that confidence is a journey, not a destination. Some days will feel better than others, and that's okay. The important thing is to keep nurturing your belief in yourself. I also believe that confidence grows when you surround yourself with positivity. People who support you, environments that challenge you kindly, and experiences that teach you. Protect your energy from negativity or harsh criticism that doesn't serve your growth. In my life, there were times when I doubted if I belonged or if I was enough. But every time I reminded myself that confidence is about showing up authentically and embracing my unique journey, doors opened. Confidence gave me the courage to take risks, to fail and rise again, and to shine in my own way. So, to anyone listening, remember this. Confidence isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about trusting yourself enough to be seen, to take up space, and to speak your truth. When you cultivate that confidence, you naturally attract opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with your authentic self. You don't have to chase approval or validation. Your confidence will do the attracting for you. Stand tall, believe in your worth, and watch how the world responds. Because genuine confidence is not just magnetic, it's transformative. There is something truly powerful about authenticity. When a woman is unapologetically herself, without masks, without pretending, she radiates a unique energy that is simply irresistible. Authenticity isn't about fitting into a mold or meeting expectations. It's about embracing your true self, your quirks, your passions, and your stories, and letting them shine. In my journey, both personally and professionally, I've learned that authenticity is the foundation of everything meaningful. It's the core from which confidence, connection, and influence flow. When you are authentic, you attract people who appreciate you for exactly who you are, not for who you're trying to be. Imagine walking into a room and feeling free to express your thoughts honestly, to wear what feels right for you, and to follow your passions without fear of judgment. That freedom is liberating, and it creates a magnetic aura. People sense when you are genuine. They feel that energy and want to be part of it. Authenticity also means being honest with yourself. It's about recognizing your strengths, but also owning your vulnerabilities. It's okay to admit when you don't have all the answers or when you're still learning. In fact, that honesty makes you more relatable and approachable. The world doesn't need another perfect person. It needs real people. One of the biggest challenges to authenticity is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of not fitting in. I get it. Society often pressures us to conform or to hide parts of ourselves to be accepted. But the truth is, hiding who you are dims your light and drains your energy. And over time, that can lead to unhappiness and disconnection. When you choose authenticity, you reclaim your power. You stop living by other people's scripts and start writing your own story. That courage to be yourself, especially in the face of doubt or criticism, is what creates that irresistible energy people notice. It's a quiet but compelling force. I want to share something personal. Early in my career, I felt pressured to fit a certain image or role to succeed. But the moment I embraced my true voice and cultural identity, things shifted. I stopped chasing trends and started focusing on projects that resonated with me deeply. That authenticity attracted collaborators and fans who connected with my genuine self. It was a turning point. Being authentic also means aligning your actions with your values. When your words, choices, and lifestyle reflect what you truly believe in, you live with integrity. That integrity builds trust. One of the most valuable currencies in any relationship, whether personal or professional. Authenticity is not a one-time act. It's a lifelong practice. It requires self-reflection, courage, and sometimes vulnerability. It means listening to your inner voice and trusting it, even when the world around you is noisy. But every step you take toward authenticity makes your energy brighter and your presence stronger. So, to every woman listening today, I want to encourage you, don't be afraid to be yourself. You don't need to fit into anyone else's expectations or standards. Your uniqueness is your strength. When you own it fully, you create a light so bright that it naturally attracts the right people, the right opportunities, and the right experiences. Remember, the world needs your authentic energy. It's what makes you unforgettable. So shine unapologetically, be bold in your truth, and watch how that genuine energy transforms your life and the lives of those around you. Because when authenticity shines, it's impossible to look away. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in chasing external success, whether it's social media followers, accolades, or other people's approval. But the most powerful and lasting success comes from focusing on your own growth. She who invests in herself, in her skills, mindset, and well-being, builds a foundation that no external achievement alone can provide. When I think about growth, I think about evolution, not just professionally, but personally, emotionally, and spiritually. True growth means continuously learning, challenging yourself, and expanding your horizons. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, not to impress others, but because you owe it to yourself to thrive. I've often said that success without growth is empty. You can have all the awards, recognition, or fame in the world, but if you're not growing internally, if you're not evolving, then those achievements can feel hollow. On the other hand, when you focus on growth, every experience, even setbacks, becomes an opportunity to learn and improve. Investing in yourself means many things. It means taking time to develop your talents, and skills, whether that's through education, practice, or mentorship. It means nurturing your mental and emotional health so you have the resilience to face life's challenges. And it means cultivating a mindset that embraces curiosity, openness, and positivity. One of the most important lessons I've learned is that growth is a lifelong journey. It doesn't stop when you reach a milestone or achieve a goal. There's always a new lesson to learn, a new habit to build, a new challenge to overcome. And the more you commit to that journey, the more you become a force of nature, someone who attracts success naturally because you're constantly evolving. When you focus on growth rather than external validation, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of comparison and competition. You stop measuring your worth by someone else's standards and start defining success on your own terms. This shift in perspective is incredibly empowering. I remember moments in my career when I could have been distracted by what others were doing or how they perceived me, but instead of chasing approval or mimicking others, I focused on my growth. Learning new skills, exploring different roles, and deepening my understanding of my craft and myself. That focus brought me opportunities that felt aligned and fulfilling, not just impressive. Investing in yourself also means practicing patience and kindness. Growth doesn't always look glamorous. Sometimes it means showing up even when you don't feel motivated. Sometimes it means making mistakes and forgiving yourself, but every step forward, no matter how small, adds up. And here's the beautiful part. When you invest in your growth, you inspire others to do the same. You become a beacon of possibility and hope. Your journey encourages those around you to believe that they too can evolve and succeed on their own terms. So, to every woman listening today, I want to remind you, don't chase fleeting attention or external success. Instead, turn your energy inward. Invest in your education, your health, your mindset, and your passions. Build a life that feels authentic and fulfilling to you. Because growth is magnetic. It attracts opportunities, relationships, and experiences that resonate with who you are becoming. And it builds a foundation that lasts far beyond any momentary recognition. Remember, the most beautiful success story you can write is one of continuous growth. When you focus on becoming your best self, everything else will naturally follow. There is an undeniable truth in life that energy is contagious. The energy you carry, the mindset you cultivate, profoundly shapes not only your own experiences, but also the people and opportunities that come your way. When a woman embraces positive energy, she creates a powerful magnet that attracts good relationships and meaningful opportunities. Naturally and effortlessly, positive energy isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on hope, attitude, and growth despite difficulties. It's about cultivating a mindset that looks for the silver lining and believes in possibilities even when the path ahead seems uncertain. In my own life, I've realized that our mindset is the lens through which we see the world. If that lens is clouded by negativity, fear, or doubt, we miss out on the beauty and potential around us. But when we choose to shine light and positivity, the world responds in kind. Doors open, new connections happen, and we begin to experience a ripple effect of good fortune. Positive energy starts within. It's a daily practice. Choosing gratitude, speaking kindly to yourself, surrounding yourself with uplifting people, and focusing on solutions rather than problems. It's about taking responsibility for your emotions and deciding not to let circumstances or others' opinions dictate your inner peace. One of the most beautiful outcomes of cultivating positive energy is the quality of relationships it attracts. People naturally want to be around those who uplift and inspire them. When you radiate positivity, you create a safe and supportive space where authentic connections can flourish. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or being superficial. It means approaching others with kindness, empathy, and openness. I've met incredible people in my journey, and I can tell you this. Their positive mindset was one of their greatest assets. They faced setbacks and challenges, but their unwavering belief in better days kept them moving forward. Their energy inspired those around them, creating communities of encouragement and shared growth. Beyond relationships, positive energy also invites opportunities. When you believe in your potential and stay optimistic, you are more likely to recognize and seize chances that others might overlook. You're also more resilient in the face of rejection or failure, which is crucial on any path to success. It's important to remember that cultivating positive energy doesn't mean you won't have bad days or moments of doubt. It means you choose to return to positivity again and again because you know it fuels your spirit and progress. It means surrounding yourself with reminders of your strength and vision, whether through books, mentors, meditation, or affirmations. In times of uncertainty, I've often turned to this mindset as my anchor. It keeps me grounded and focused on what I can control, my attitude and actions. This choice has led me to experiences and collaborations that felt aligned and meaningful, rather than forced or hollow. So, to every woman listening today, nurture your positive energy like it's your most valuable asset, because it truly is. Choose to see the good, speak life into your dreams, and believe in the possibility of wonderful things ahead. When you do, you don't just attract positivity, you become a beacon of hope and inspiration for others. Remember, energy is a cycle. The more positive energy you give, the more you receive. It's a beautiful dance that lifts you and those around you higher. Your mindset has the power to shape your reality. Use it wisely, and watch how your life transforms in ways you never imagined. One of the most empowering acts a woman can practice is setting healthy boundaries. It may sound simple, but it takes courage, self-awareness, and respect to say no when something doesn't align with your values, your time, or your energy. And here's the truth. When you respect yourself enough to say no, you earn even greater respect from others. Boundaries are about defining what is acceptable and what is not in your relationships and your life. They protect your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. But more than that, they communicate your worth. By setting boundaries, you say, I know what I deserve, and I'm not willing to settle for less. In my own life, I've learned the hard way that saying yes to everything is a fast track to burnout and resentment. Early on, I wanted to please everyone, take every opportunity, and never disappoint. But that meant sacrificing my own needs and limits. I realized that without boundaries, I was giving my power away. Healthy boundaries don't mean you're being selfish or unkind. In fact, they are acts of self-love and self-care. When you say no to something that drains you, you create space to say yes to what truly matters. Your growth, your happiness, and your peace. It's important to remember that boundaries come in many forms. Sometimes it's a clear no to a request or invitation. Other times it's about setting limits on how people treat you, how much time you spend on certain things, or how you communicate your needs. The challenge, of course, is that saying no can feel uncomfortable, especially if you're used to pleasing others. You might worry about disappointing people or being perceived as difficult. But here's the secret. People respect those who respect themselves. When you show that you value your own boundaries, others learn to honor them too. And the respect you receive is not just from others, it's also internal. Each time you uphold your boundaries, you reinforce your self-worth. You send a powerful message to yourself that your feelings and needs are valid. This builds confidence and resilience, which are essential for navigating life's complexities. Setting boundaries also improves your relationships. When you're clear about what you will and won't accept, you attract people who respect and support you. It removes confusion and resentment. Healthy boundaries create healthier connections because they are based on mutual respect and understanding. Of course, establishing boundaries takes practice and reflection. Start by tuning into how you feel in different situations. Notice when you feel overwhelmed, disrespected, or drained. These feelings are signals that your boundaries may need reinforcing. Then practice communicating your boundaries with kindness and clarity. You don't need to justify or over-explain your no. A simple, honest response is enough. For example, I'm not able to take that on right now, or I need some time to focus on myself. Remember, you don't owe anyone unlimited access to your time or energy. Your priority is to take care of yourself so you can show up fully and authentically in every part of your life. To every woman listening today, I want to encourage you, don't be afraid to say no. It's one of the most powerful tools you have to protect your well-being and nurture your growth. When you respect yourself enough to create healthy boundaries, you invite respect, love, and balance into your life. You are worthy of care, kindness, and respect, starting with how you treat yourself. And the more you practice this, the more magnetic and respected you become. Not because you demand it, but because you embody it. In a world that often feels fast-paced and chaotic, grace under pressure is one of the most powerful qualities a woman can possess. It's the ability to stay calm and composed when life throws challenges your way, to move with intention rather than react impulsively, and to let things flow naturally without forcing or controlling every outcome. I've come to realize that true strength is not about pushing harder or trying to control everything around you. Instead, it's about mastering the art of surrender, trusting yourself and the process, even when the path isn't clear. This calmness in the face of pressure doesn't mean you're passive or indifferent. It means you're centered, grounded, and confident in your ability to navigate whatever comes. Grace under pressure is magnetic because it signals resilience and maturity. People are drawn to those who handle stress with dignity and poise because it inspires a sense of stability and trust. It shows that you are in command of your emotions and that you can face adversity without losing your essence. Throughout my own journey, whether on film sets, public stages, or in personal moments, I've experienced intense pressure. Deadlines, expectations, and the weight of responsibility can be overwhelming. But what has helped me most is remembering to breathe, to pause, and to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting out of fear or anxiety. When you practice grace under pressure, you give yourself permission to slow down, even if just for a moment. That pause allows clarity to emerge. You can see solutions you might have missed in a rush and make decisions that align with your values and long-term vision. Letting things flow without forcing is also about recognizing what you can control and what you cannot. There's incredible freedom in accepting that some things will unfold in their own time and way. When you try to force an outcome, you often create resistance, both internally and externally, that blocks your progress. I've learned that patience and trust are essential companions on the journey of grace. Trusting yourself means believing that you have the strength and wisdom to handle whatever happens. Trusting the process means understanding that life's timing is not always immediate, but is always working toward your growth. This grace also translates into kindness toward yourself and others. When you're calm and composed, you can respond with empathy rather than frustration. You can hold space for differing opinions or unexpected challenges without becoming defensive. That ability to remain gentle under pressure creates deeper connections and fosters respect. Another important part of grace under pressure is self-care. You can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of your mental, emotional, and physical well-being equips you to stay balanced when the storms hit. This could mean meditation, exercise, time with loved ones, or simply moments of quiet reflection. To every woman listening today, cultivating grace under pressure is a practice, not a one-time achievement. It requires patience, self-awareness, and a commitment to growth. Some days will be easier than others, and that's perfectly okay. But I want you to remember this. When you choose calm over chaos, presence over panic, and flow over force, You transform not only how you experience life, but also how the world experiences you. You become a beacon of strength and serenity, inspiring others to find their own calm amidst the noise. And in that space, your true power shines brightest. So breathe deeply, trust yourself, let go of what you cannot control, and move through life with the grace that is uniquely yours. Because grace under pressure is not just a skill. It's a way of being that elevates everything you touch. One of the most profound lessons I've learned over the years is the power of letting go. Letting go of the need to control every outcome, every step, every detail. In a world that often celebrates hustle and relentless striving, it can feel counterintuitive to release that grip. But true wisdom comes from understanding that life's timing is a delicate dance. And when we trust it, we open ourselves to a flow that is far more abundant and fulfilling. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up on your dreams or becoming passive. It means surrendering the idea that you must force things to happen on your schedule. It means recognizing that some of the most beautiful and meaningful experiences come when we stop pushing and start receiving. I've seen this play out in my own life. Moments where I was so focused on making it happen that I overlooked the magic unfolding just outside my control. When I learned to step back and trust the process, doors opened that I hadn't even imagined. Opportunities appeared when the timing was right, not necessarily when I demanded. Trusting life's timing requires patience and faith. It means believing that the universe has a plan for you, even if it doesn't always look like what you expected. It means being open to the unexpected and flexible enough to adapt when things shift. This mindset is incredibly freeing. Instead of being trapped in anxiety or frustration because things aren't moving fast enough, you create space for peace and clarity. You can focus on what you can influence, your attitude, your efforts, your growth, while releasing attachment to outcomes. Letting go also means embracing uncertainty with courage. The unknown can be scary, but it's also where possibility lives. When you stop trying to control every detail, you invite creativity and new paths to emerge. Sometimes the detours lead to the most rewarding destinations. It's important to remember that letting go is not a one-time act. It's a practice that requires daily recommitment. There will be moments when you feel the urge to grab the reins tightly again, and that's okay. The key is to gently return to trust and surrender. Another beautiful aspect of letting go is the way it deepens your relationship with yourself. When you trust that life will unfold as it should, you also trust your own resilience and ability to navigate whatever comes your way. You become less fearful of setbacks because you know they are part of a larger journey. This trust also allows you to be more present. Instead of constantly worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, you learn to appreciate the now, the moments that make up your life. And when you live fully in the present, you're more aligned with your true self and purpose. To every woman listening today, I want to remind you, you don't have to control everything. You don't have to have all the answers right now. Life is a beautiful unfolding, and when you let go of control and trust its timing, you open yourself to a flow of abundance and grace. So, breathe deeply. Release the need to force. Trust that what's meant for you will find its way, naturally, beautifully, and in perfect time. Because when you let go, you don't lose power, you gain freedom. And in that freedom, everything you've been chasing begins to come to you effortlessly. Thank you, take care, and goodbye.